Happy weekend, everyone. Happy Sunday. All right, I wanted to go spend just a few minutes today to go over earnings. Last week, my grand total was $1,035.61. The majority of that was because of earnings. So I thought it would be important to do a dive today, a deeper dive into what I'm looking at this week. There's very few stocks I'm looking at this week, and it's really easy to pick the top two for the day. So we'll go over that, and then we'll real quick pull up Earnings Hub, and I'll show you the ones I'm looking at. And then I took a swing position. I told you Friday, if you watched my video, I took a swing position of 25 shares of KEYS in anticipation of Tuesday's earnings. There's a 50-50 chance that it could be a total flop, and I'm going to show you why I got in. And when we look at the implied volatility that the options market is currently pricing in for that particular stock, it's pricing in a move of 10%. Well, that means it's anticipating a $35 to $36 move. That's what I'm hoping it does on the upside. Because I have 25 shares, that would be roughly $875. That's if I capture the whole move. I got in, as I can see now, slightly high because it's come down a little since the close. So we'll go over that. And it'll give you an idea of why I got in early. The spread, right when I got in, the spread was 30 cents right when I entered, and that's why I chose to enter. The spread immediately after I got out of it and the market closed, $9.38, and the spread right now is sitting at $6.37. So when I get into a move for earnings, when I get in early, like right before that push up, right as they announce, I try to get in, I'm watching the spread. And I'm also watching if it's moving up or where it's sitting. I'm looking at support and resistance, and I'll show you this. But man, if I can get in on a tight spread, because if I just save $9 a share just on the spread right now, I only have to worry about the spread on the way out. And I nailed it on the way in, if I nailed the price right. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. I know that's a risk. We'll go over that. So let's jump in, and I want to show you why I only trade 25 shares. I showed this in Friday's video, but I want to reiterate this, especially because not everyone watches the video every single day. Let me see if I can get that to get, yep. So you guys, my goal in 2026 is $200 a day, and this is why I only do 25 shares. Just keys, if it moves on Tuesday after hours and it moves the way I want it to, and it goes up $35, and let's say I capture all of that, that's 800 and some odd dollars. My goal is 200 a day in 2026, and I slowly want to increase my goal every year. So that's why I just chill out. I'm just calm, cool, and collected. My hands don't sweat. I don't go for 1,000. I mean, I want to, I would love to. And I've had it. If you go back to one of my videos in Palantir, I did do $1,000. I think it was over $1,000. That's because I day trade Palantir every day. I own it. And I actually upped my share size on that. I've traded it so much at earnings that I know how to get in and out. And I know I need to hurry and do it because it tends to dump. So once you get really comfortable with certain stocks and the way they move at earnings, you may want to, up your share size. I will eventually, but right now, sister, I'm happy with what I'm getting right here. I'm in no hurry. Okay, I am going to start upping my share size by about $50 here because I do want to slowly get to that 2027 goal of 400 a day. So I have to slowly ease my way into it. All right, let's go look at the charts. I'm going to first pull up Earnings Hub. That's one of my first places I start, as you know. And I'll show you what we're looking at for the week. And NVIDIA is Wednesday, and that's the Super Bowl of earnings. So we got to be ready for that. Let's go. All right, for earnings prep, you guys know I love starting with earningshub.com. Here we are right here, earningshub.com. This is the calendar. If you look right up here, top left corner, week earnings this week, May 18th through the 22nd. Monday, that's tomorrow. We don't have a lot here. I already know because I've been watching all this for 3 years. I've been trading earnings for 3 years. I will watch Baidu, and I'll show you over here. Baidu has had earnings beat 17 out of 17 quarters. And then IQ, I'll watch, and that has had beat earnings 15 out of 17 quarters. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I want something to watch when I get up. Normally, those, they announce earnings before I wake up. Monday mornings are hard for me to get up. It's the only morning I have a hard time getting up. Because of the weekend, I've kind of, instead of going to bed at 7 p.m., I've gone to bed maybe 8 or 9. So Monday mornings, I get a slow start. So they might already announce before I get up. And then these morning ones here, they're really important. You've got HD, Home Depot, Target, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, Walmart. But sometimes they don't move as much as they would if they would just announce in the late afternoon. And I'm assuming it's because not a lot of people are awake at that time.
And then the spreads can be higher. So I do watch it. You have so much time all day to trade those open before the open earnings that I sometimes just wait and I wait to let them find their range. Also, there's going to be news releases. So let's say their earnings wasn't that great and they were soft. Those companies have, they have news press releases that they've stacked up ready to come out right at the open, probably starting an hour or two before the open. So I'll wait because things can really move differently. But I'll show you this week if I trade any of these. They are good and they can move, so we'll see. All right, now right here, AGYS is one I'll be watching Monday. And you can see they had 17 out of 17 quarters beat. So that's definitely on my list. That's the only one I'm watching on Monday. And then Tuesday, again, the morning ones I'm watching, but I'm not going to talk about them. It's all what I just said. Here it's Keys and Toll Brothers. I've made money on Toll Brothers in the past. I'm not sure how interest rates and all that will affect Toll Brothers right now. And there's been a lot of layoffs. So I'm not sure how that one will go. I'm certainly not going to jump in and buy it early, but Keys, I will show you on our chart in Thinkorswim. I'll show you a lot of information on Keys of why I did it. All right, 17 out of 17 quarters. I mean, look at this, the trajectory up, and they're beating by a lot. So this is kind of far-fetched. I don't know if they'll make it, but we'll find out. And then over here on Wednesday, we have NVIDIA and Intuit are the two that I'll be watching. ELF, I've made good money on ELF in the past. These three I always make good money on. So ELF is 16 out of 17 quarters. Intuit, I believe, is 16 out of 17. And NVIDIA, they've had a couple of soft quarters right back here, but it was a long time ago, so I'm not worried about that. I always make sure I look back to see when they missed. And if it's a year or more, I really don't care because things change in a year. And then over on Thursday after the close, I'll be watching Zoom. 17 out of 17 quarters of beating earnings. That's good. Webull, well, they've only announced a few times. 1 out of 2 quarters, not good, but I'm going to watch it because sometimes even stocks that don't beat expectations, if the retail community loves that stock and it's a known runner somewhere, it'll run sometimes. So I'll keep it on my list. But Zoom and TTWO are probably the two I'll really watch. These guys, TTWO, beat earnings drastically, like a lot. Only 10 times in 17 quarters have they beat, but they've beat really well. So that's definitely on my list. Deckers brands, I think I've traded these in the past. It's 17 out of 17 quarters. That's something that I'll need to go look at and dive into, but that's not till Thursday, so I'm not worried about it right now. Ross stores will be interesting to listen to their Ross, by the way, Ross, and then any of these up here, TJ Maxx, Target, Walmart, those are going to be important to listen to the the company's earnings call to see what they're anticipating coming up, because that will tell us if the economy's maybe, coming down a bit. Walmart might say they're seeing more BMWs in the parking lot more than ever. Who knows what they're going to say, but you can at least get a gauge of kind of what's happening in the consumer sector. So I always find that really interesting. All right, let's head over now to Thinkorswim, and I'm going to show you a mistake that I think I may have made on Keys. Now let's look at this right here. This, you guys, was Friday when I got in. I got in about my time. It was in the morning. It was 7:39 in the morning on Friday. And Keys doesn't trade real well. Look at this pre-market action. Let me pull this over so you can see it. I mean, it's an expensive stock, and it's not like NVIDIA or AMD or anything. So it just doesn't trade pre-market at all. And that's why you get those high spreads and just crazy prices just jumping all over the place. It took a big dump. Everything did on Friday morning. Everything took a big dump right away at the open. So I thought, oh, maybe this will be a good time for me to get into Keys early because the spread will be smaller. And it came up here and it started kind of doing this range. Then it broke the range and came back down. And I felt like that this now would become kind of support, possibly. I was worried, you guys, that it was going to get away from me because earnings is coming up. And that does happen sometimes. And I didn't want to miss it and have to wait till Monday when it could really be going up. And we'll pull up the 1-year chart and I'll show you. So I got in right here at only 25 shares, $352.28. I'm in my SEP IRA. I'm going to show you where I made a mistake. Remember, I had freed up that money, $21,000, by trading, I think it was Applied Materials and made real good money on that. Was it? I don't remember what it was. It wasn't applied materials. It was Friday, and I did a swing trade and made money or whatever. I don't remember what it was. Um, so I redeployed that. The problem is, right when I took this trade, it was so stupid. I hit applied materials, and I want to show you what I did. I wasn't looking. I got in right here. Okay, I saw this move up. I'm going to make this bigger. I saw this move up in applied materials. I was looking right here, and look at the volume bars heading up, and you see all the buyers. The green dot is the buyers. Not only was volume shooting up, but buyers were in control. Sellers were going down. And so I thought, oh my God, I want to get in. I totally forgot I was in my SEP IRA. At that moment, I owned 80 shares of applied materials. I was buying it really low, much lower than this, and had eased into that position over the last year and had a really low average. And I wanted to just real quick take a scalp here in my day trading account, and I took 25 shares in my SEP IRA, which took half of that day trading money out. I put half of it in keys already. This ate up the other half. And the whole point of leaving that cash sitting there I didn't want to buy this. I wanted to leave enough money in there so that if keys were to drop on Monday, I could double down and still get in at a good price. So now all my money is tied up in that account, and I only have those 25 shares of key. So I have no wiggle room. And I now bought 25 shares of applied material in my SEP IRA. Well, I didn't want to turn around and sell the 25 shares because it was going up. And I was trying to add into this position in my SEP IRA. I just wanted to wait till next week, hoping that applied materials would die down after earnings and I could get a better price. And I only wanted 20 shares. I just wanted to make it an even 100. So I'm not selling the 25 shares. I'm down a little bit. This is from the open on Friday, but I have $19,000 in profit because I started adding to this position over time. So adding high is fine. It's a long-term hold. I'm not going to sell it. I just got in. I added these shares wrong. Totally screwed up. I wanted to wait till next week and keep the cash to play with keys. So keys is going to be a tougher trade for me on Tuesday because I don't have that cash. All right, let's go to NVIDIA. No, actually, let's go back to keys. Let's stay with keys for a minute. I'm going to pull up this daily chart and show you what I was seeing. And the chart is so awesome. Okay. So here's what I saw. This is a full year of earnings. Back here, it wasn't much. And look at the share price, $150. I don't think this was on a lot of people's radar. So it would go up a little and come down at earnings. Then the next earnings, it went up, it gapped down, and then came right back up. And it doesn't do much here. And all of a sudden on this earnings is where price action started kicking in. So right here, they had earnings. The estimate was $1.68 and they had $1.91 actual. So check this out. This thing just pushed up from $172 all the way up to a high of 201. That's about a $35 move. So, or about $25 move. So it comes down afterwards, but it continues to go up then. So that gives me confidence that my shares will go up. And even if I hold a couple days, I might get a little extra out of it. So it comes up here. We've got earnings again right here. Earnings estimated were $1.73 and actual was $2.17. Look at this puppy go from $243. And then the next day it hits a high of $3.02 and continued for a few days. And then it came back down. So it has this habit of continuing for a few days and then coming down. Here it continued for a couple days and then came down a bit. So I went ahead. This is my entry. I marked it in green, 352.29, 25 shares. And it has come down. I'm down $3 a share right now from Friday's close. And that's okay. I feel like this is kind of a new support resistance area. I'm hoping. Worst case scenario, I have this marked out. I think it could come down to 324. It's in my SEP IRA. It's a great company. The earnings are increasing exponentially. It would be something I don't mind holding. And so I called it a swing entry because it was Friday till Tuesday. But if this puppy pops up high on Tuesday, I may scale out or get totally out. And I have enough money in the account that I could buy 9 more shares. So I could add to it if it drops a little more on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. This is going to be a weird one. I've never played it quite like this on earnings where I might add in and buying. I just haven't played it quite like this. So we'll see. I'm playing around. All right. The other thing I want to show you is after I took the position, I went to AI and I just plugged into AI that I had bought 25 shares and I said the price that I bought it in at. And I told AI why I bought it, that I was anticipating a good move on earnings and I had done some research on it. And this is what it came back with. It said recent quarters for context for KEYS. To give you an idea of how volatile this stock can be on earnings day, look at the last few quarters of 1 day price action, which I already knew. So on February, the last earnings, it had a 23% move, a blowout quarter, and it completely ran through the 7% implied volatility move that the options market had gave it during that one. And remember, options market makers have said that they're thinking it's a 10%. They're factoring in a 10% implied volatility for this time. So then on November, right before that, it was a 10% on strong positive reaction. And then this one was kind of moderate, just kind of a little drop, not much. And right here, almost nothing. It was essentially flat. And then here it did have a sharp decline. That was a year ago. I'm not worried about it. And you saw the chart. If I have to own it, whatever. But given the historical moves and given the current 10% implied volatility move, the market is bracing for a swing of roughly $35 to $36 a share from its current hovering point near the 350 to 360 range. So as soon as I took the move, I did my own due diligence. I went back and asked AI what it thought. And there was like 3 pages of information it gave out. And it just basically said everything that I had researched. So I felt real good about that. All right. Now let's go to NVIDIA because we have NVIDIA earnings coming up. All right, here's NVIDIA. I have these price levels marked as some support, very low support, and then a higher support, what I feel is resistance slash maybe new support. So you see, this was support right here, prior support. It came up and then hit this area and came down and came up here. And now we're about right here. So I own NVIDIA, but in my day trading account, I don't. I moved it to another account so I could day trade it. So I will be day trading NVIDIA earnings on Thursday, but I just wanted you to see also the volume bars here. I like to see right here on earnings how much we spike up and what percentage is green versus red. So this is something else I look at when I watch this. See right here, we had a lot of sellers on this and price actually came down on their earnings right here. So this one's going to be a wild card. It always is. My God, it's NVIDIA. NVIDIA is always crazy. So I'm going to play this one much differently than Keys. I will probably buy that day. I'll be day trading it during the day, and I'll probably make my move more typical for me, which will be right at the close, right before they announce earnings. So, and don't, this is my SEP IRA. I own this in my SEP IRA, so that's nothing. That's not my day trading money. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to go over, guys. I want you to be real careful in earnings. They can be chaotic. Let's real quick, if you want to look at the daily chart again to see the volume on Keys, let's get Keys here. And I want to show you the volume on the daily chart because that is one thing I did forget to show you. Okay, look at the volume bars here. Look at that big shoot of green volume on that earnings day. And then right here, same thing, and build up for a couple days up to that. Even though it was red, there was building up of green volume. And then right here, same thing, huge. So I'm going to really be watching that as well. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'm certainly more than willing to answer them. And looking through my notes, I don't think there was anything else I wanted to say. Be careful on earnings. This week is only a couple each day, and I trade still 25 shares. That's it. I might go a little higher on NVIDIA just because I own it and I trade it, but I do try to keep that risk management real low risk. All right, guys, thanks for everything. We'll see you next week, and good luck on earnings.